Hi all, my name's Skate, and welcome to T49 Anonymous. I have been an addict on and off for around 2 years now, coming up on 1,000 battles, and I can't stop. And I don't want to stop, because this thing is damn fun. It's really hard to say that with a straight face, but T49. I play this a lot, probably a bit too much. And I'm probably not going to stop. I've said this before, at the end of every evening playing a game or playing some Blitz, it's my go-to tank just to finish off the night, just to have a bit of fun. And the last few weeks have been very hectic for me, so I haven't really played much and I haven't had my T49 fix. So I thought I'd play a couple of games. And, well, I thought I'd share 2 of them with you because they're funny. And because it's a T49, I have far too much recorded footage on this. And on a note of far too much recorded footage, I've got too much from Tankfest. I've just uploaded it all to my PC, and I have to sift through a lot to make a video. And obviously cover the Q&A we had with the developers while we were there. So, in the interim, while I'm working on that, well, I hope you enjoy some T49 masteries. Now, we were in the field in a 2 versus 3 situation. I knew we weren't going to survive that, which is why I, went left to spot, but sadly the friendly went straight in, so he was in a 1-on-3. I felt a little bit like I abandoned him, however, it was very obvious from the onset we wouldn't win that scenario. Which is why I went left to spot, and I was hoping he would notice that, but sadly not. But it does mean I've worked my way around the flank. We've put a huge shot into the back of that M103 after fluffing the first one, and then one quick one just to finish him off. But we are on the flank now, which means we've got these guys in a bit of a pincer, and now we can really annoy them. Coming in, we're going to finish off the Indian as well. And now my team are flanked. So it's kind of pincer on pincer action here. But there's a Tiger 2 and a WZ by there. WZ hasn't been nerfed yet, which means it is still very nasty in terms of DPM. So I want to try and deal with this guy first. I've got a heat shell loaded, and I screwed that shot as well. Oh, the joys of the T49. So now I'm on a huge reload. I'm getting out of there as quick as I can. But he's a one-shot now, so I'm going to try and ignore this Tiger, squeeze past him on the border, take one from the WZ, and then finish him off with one shot, and then hide by here. Hiding by here, well, you can see this Tiger 2 is worried about me, which is why he's completely focused on me. So if I just stay behind the building and let that VK on my team work his magic from behind, as soon as the Tiger 2 goes to look away, well, I can then finish him there. So we're in a 3-on-3 now. And I have a long reload. What I want to do is try and basically get a little bit further away. And I'm hoping to put a big tasty shot into that RU because I missed my first shot on him. Just like this, except this time I did hit. First time I think I did like 300 damage to him. One thing I want to note while this is going on and while I'm on a big long reload, I thought I'd try something a bit different on my T49. I'm not running optics. I've swapped it for a camo net. Now the camo nets isn't really used that often, and I know it sounds a bit crazy putting a camo net on a medium tank, but nowadays, if only that penetrated. But yeah, nowadays, camo net provides an extra buff to camo while you're on the move, and I think that's quite important, and I can still spot because I can get a lot closer before I'm spotted. The problem with the camo net and trying to spot with it is very simple. You end up getting a lot closer, so you surprise people, but because you're so close, it makes it a little bit more challenging to get away from them. And with a big old long reload like you have on this, well, it makes you a vulnerable target for a longer period of time. Advantages, however, why I want to trial it is very simple. People don't expect me to be there, and I appear magically and put big old nasty HE or heat shells into them very unexpectedly. It also means I can disappear very quickly, which means they have no idea where I am going. And this works very well for a T49. And the reason it works so well is because you have such a big long reload, you can disappear quickly. And this is going to hurt that Leo, but sadly it doesn't finish him off. Now I took one shot off him, he took one off me. He's got a much longer reload, so I am not sitting out in the open. I am hiding, waiting for my reload. But yeah, because you've got that big old long reload, you can reset your camo very easily with the camo net on this tank, and you don't throw off the camo, or your camo, until you fire, basically. Even when you're on the move, you can still use the camo net on this. 7.5% I think it provides while you're on the move. So someone could have optics, doesn't mean they're going to spot me first. I did manage to finish that Leo, though. Yeah, but yeah, someone could have optics, doesn't mean they're going to spot me first, because my camo is so good. Now, that didn't really help us in that battle, but then again, neither would have coated optics, because of the range we were playing at. But that range, either way, we got 6 kills, 4,179 damage, and being a T49, I bled credits. A few people have said to me, well, with the amount you play a T49, isn't it worth enriching? No, I won't enrich a tank, it's just... What if they nerf this again in the future? That's a waste of my enriched credits then, because I may not play it as much because it could have been nerfed completely into the ground. I just don't know, but that's the reason I won't enrich a tank. Plus I could buy 2 Super Persians or something stupid like that. For the cost, I could enrich my tank. So yeah, that's a no-no from me in terms of enriching. I will sacrifice the credits just so I can have the giggles. Now, like I said, the camo net didn't help me in that game because of the range, but like I said, neither would have coated optics. In this game, it makes the difference. We end up in a 1 versus 4 in this game. And I think having a camo net made me able to move around that little bit easier without being spotted. As an example, say I could outspot a target. If I pop up somewhere around a corner and they are within my range and I am within their range, I may be able to outspot them, but if I come around a corner in their range, it means they can still spot me regardless if I can outspot them. So my advantage there in theory is only in terms of being able to play the long range game, spot them before they spot me, but purely at the long range. With the camo net, in theory I could get much closer to them before they do spot me. And being as I'm a light, I'm more than likely going to outspot a lot of targets anyway. Back in the day, this wouldn't have been feasible because the camo net doesn't really help you or benefit you in terms of moving only when you're stationary. But now with it working on a stationary tank and a moving tank, obviously the different percentage values, it still helps massively. And like I said, I really do think it really helped to win this game home because I could reset my camo over and over again, which just left the enemy wondering. Now, so far in this game, I tried to rush in and spot. What I actually did was rush in way too far, get completely overwhelmed, and now decided it's time to leg it. And the reason it's time to leg it is because, well, I'm not a heavy tank. I'm not meant to be brawling this thing headfirst into other tanks. It doesn't help me in terms of the penetration on the tank either. I mean, come on, if you had a T49 and a Tiger 2 sitting next to each other, who would you shoot first? Personally, I'd load some HE and try and deal with the T49 first. Gutted that didn't penetrate though, because that would have pretty much finished off that tank, no problem at all. But yeah, your job's not to sit frontally, your job is to spot early on in the light tanks, and then run around and deal with a flank, or cause a distraction, or magically appear. Put a huge shell in the rear of someone so they turn their turret, and all your heavy tanks can then focus down with the weak target as he's distracted by a little T49. Because of that, you will get the occasional player in chat who thinks that your job is to brawl with them. It's not, and it's really annoying. So, if you have somebody in chat telling you you're an idiot because you are not brawling headfirst with them, well, they don't know how to play light tanks then, do they? But the reason I'm referencing that is I've seen people give in to the pressure of somebody rambling on in the chat, telling them how to play their light tank while they're in some heavily armoured tank, which is dead. So with that in mind, I would say completely disregard it and just do what you're confident with in the light tank. In this circumstance, I'm on a flank now. I've caused a distraction. I've now scared this ISU-152 and also the T-32. Now that's important because that T-32 is pushing my team. Now, he's not. He wants some of my big, juicy, non-armoured tank. Or at least we've delayed him with a push on our team anyway. You can see he's pushing back that way again. And the reason probably is because when I reverse back, camera resets really quick and really nice. And, well, he probably thought I legged it, which means I could have put one massive shell into the back of him. But there's only me and one other tank left. There is... No, it's only me versus 4. So, HE at the ready. Now it's me versus 3. Yeah, this one's going to cost me in credits. But it'll be worth it because it's fun. But yeah, I've still got full hit points, which as far as I'm concerned means I've been tanking my light tank correctly. Quite simply, I have been hitting targets, I have been working targets, but I haven't been shot at. And I've done that the entire battle. And it means I can sacrifice some hit points in that circumstance to get away very, very quickly. And my intention here is purely to reset my camo. Once I've reset my camo, I have the advantage because they have absolutely no idea where I am going. The problem I've got is, well, they're pretty heavily armoured, which means heat at long range isn't really going to work on the front of that thing. Trying to splash it to death, on the other hand, does make the difference, if I can hit the target anyway. But I missed. And I did fire a shot, and I didn't get spotted. I'm at fairly long range. He must have saw that shotgun whizzing past him. But it didn't throw me up as spotted. That would have been epic if I could have landed that one. But you can see he's coming this way, so I'm going to wait for it. He was just capping, and I managed to get one into him. That time I was spotted because the VK's coming this way, which means I'm going to just run away, reset again. Now this works to my advantage every single time. I'm very fast, I have fantastic, and I do mean fantastic camo now with this camo net and being a light tank. And they probably right now even have no idea where I am. I've just spotted in the cap circle, so I can see what hit points the 30's got left, and sadly I can't see what way he's facing. But he also has no idea where I'm going to appear from. Now I'm hoping the VK's just come chasing me, which he has. So I'm going to dart past him this direction. Hope I wouldn't get spotted, but I did get spotted. And I'm just going to go head first in towards this 30, because if I can go around him, get a heat shell at the ready, one straight into the side, he is addressed. And then I can run away and do the whole thing again, which is use my amazing mobility and basically get away and reset my camo. He's obviously just going to give up and go for the cap circle, because once you've seen 2 targets knocked out, it's at that point you go, oh, okay, best not chase. Let's stay and play it safe. But the problem with him staying and play it safe is I can get this close to him and he has no idea where I am. Well, until I've shot the gun anyway. But by then it's too late in most circumstances. You've either hit them, done enough damage, or you've hit them and killed them. And that is your advantage, quite simply. Where's he going to shoot me from? Where's he going to appear from? Ah, there he is. Damn, that hurt. So then you go again. And that's exactly what I'm doing here, except this time I'm not going to try and use my camo. I'm going to spot him first, but I'm going to just try and run in, because I missed that shot, and if you look at the cap counter, I don't have time to wait now, and I don't have time to risk another shot missing, because with 20 seconds left on the clock, if I miss the next shot, that's game over. So the reason I'm going right, if you remember the 30 was there, I can use the dead 30 to block myself, get him real close last minute, turn it around, make sure it's focused properly, and then get the last heat shell into him, which means game over VK. And that to me made me think, do you know what? This camo net kind of works, and it has in many circumstances. But that game meant 3,975 damage, we got a nice mastery badge, we've got a defender, we've got a kolobanovs for our 1 versus 4, and a Delanglades medal, which is not a commonly seen medal. But it's quite simply awarded for those who kill the last 3 tanks while they are in the cap circle and getting capture points. I actually had to check on that one by clicking the medal because I can't remember the last time I got one of them. Nonetheless though, if there's 2 things you can take from this video. Number 1, I'm a filthy T49 addict and I have no intention of stopping. Number 2, try a camo net on some light tanks. The stereotype and the assumption is still there that camo net should be used for just tanks which are campy. But in Blitz, remember, they changed it so you have extra camo while on the move as well. But when you think about it, light tanks already have the best view range tier for tier anyway. They also have the best camo values, which means when you put your camo net on, and you get that boost while you're on the move and double that boost when you're still, your camo's even better again. So you may not spot as long range, but you will still spot very, very early. And there's less likelihood of you being spotted. So yeah, I've only tried it on my T49 so far, but it seems to be working very well for that tank. I'm still getting plenty of assistance, spotting, scouts, so on and so forth. But I'm resetting and I'm appearing magically to do big, nasty, dirty things to the back of tanks with my T49 a lot more often than they expected me to. But that is it for now. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Thank you all for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.